Well, good evening. It's Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. And tonight I want to talk about how am I afraid of me? Something I discovered actually just today. I was driving and I just come up with, how am I afraid of me? How is the biggest fear in the world trusting your abilities to go through a challenge without making it a drama and a trauma and telling all your friends? That is something I really opened up to today. I've been kind of delving deeper into me, but it's easy to look for sympathy and to be the victim in life. But what is more challenging is to be the quiet one. And I was really bad at looking at other people and going around and trying to find somebody to talk to and tell them all my problems. Because then I'd get their advice, and if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. And then that way I never had to be accountable and responsible for who I am. So as I open up to understand this, I become more enlightened about myself. I do encompass the wisdom and the gall and the light of life with a lionized integrity, galvanizing hellraiser's temerity to be the hero of my life. It is about me letting go of trying to fit in to the society's ways and opening up the wisdom and the willpower to trust myself. Isn't that where all the superstars in sports and in the world, they open up to trust in themselves? And that is what this is about. But I really delved into how I'm afraid of me, because when you delve into yourself and you realize you're afraid of, I was afraid of myself, and I was scared to admit to myself I had the talent, the wisdom, and the gut gall to expand through life. Because as I was going through life, I learned how to be a victim. And I admit I did learn how to be a victim. Yeah, I had everything, but I'm talking about being a mouthy victim, telling everybody all this and that. But when you're a quiet, quixotic trendsetter in your own life, you become the visionary of your life. And you stop looking around outside of yourself, and you start realizing there is a world of unseen, unexplainable, and unfathomable wisdom in the world to expand you and to expand me. But how am I afraid of me? That is the question of the day for me. Because we compare ourselves, we silently do this, and I'm guilty. But you compare your life to other people's lives, you compare yourself to what other people do, and you compare yourself to how good other people are talented at other things. But nobody's as talented as you are for your own dreams. It's hone and own the now to naturally opening the wonderment of me. And I speak a lot in first person because life is about me, and everybody's a me, a mystical energy to expand through life. But when you get down to it, how did you go looking for other people to answer and give you advice so you could go through life? I've done that one immensely. And what I like about admitting and blessing, confessing, and expressing this to the world, I liberate me. And I hope it opens up, and I desire for other people to realize they encompass the grit, the get, and the go to galvanize omnific opulence in their life. Wealth and success is out there for everybody. When you stop looking through the world through victim eyes and open your wise eyes and clear your heart hearing and your soul's seeing, you sense every day and enterprising wisdom to flow through you, but you really open up the endeavors forever of your clever candor to understand that life is a book. Life is a school to teach us, but it's really a tutor and a metaphor for us to expand. And that's a word I'm really trying to dissolve from my life as teacher, because I want tutors and metaphors for me to soar. And how does that make you feel when you understand you're a tutor and a metaphor and the student of your own teachings? That's when you stop being afraid of yourself. And I stopped being afraid of me when I admitted I am my teacher and the student of my teachings. But I'm also the savant of my life, to see adventurous, visionary acumen, naturally trend-setting life, because I'm willing to listen to everybody throughout my daily life and really adhere to what other people say, do, and I watch. You know, I can avoid things by watching other people and see how their lives are, but never being in their life, but to being of everything, to sense where I can expand myself. See, the world is stuck in everything we know. And the world is stuck in everybody telling somebody else what to do. And the world's also stuck, and people are stuck in being told what to do. They have to wait for people to tell them what to do, rather than step forward and energize the wise and walk in intrepidly savvy every day. Wise is being willing to admit and get that the world is an enterprising adventure, but it's also an honest adventure to honor ourselves. I'm going to use first person here, but honor me, myself, and I to fly. How's that feel when you say, I honor me, myself, and I to fly? Feeling love, guessing I'm a blessing, kissing the bountiful bliss, receive every day, because I play my game of life with a genuine, adventurous moxie enthusiasm, that I see the new in life. Because how are we stuck in the old of life, and how do we think life has to be this and think life has to be that, when really life is about the innocence of now? Because we try to feel sorry for ourselves, or we try to feel sorry for somebody else, but we're trying to live the drama and trauma of life rather than the enterprising bliss of life. I'm not too good at this multitasking, but I'm going to learn it. I plan on expanding into it. But it's really allowed me, when I stopped being afraid of me. And this is the question I asked myself. How was I scared of challenges because I thought I couldn't overcome the challenges? But how was I afraid to be the challenger of my challenges, to show them that I have the culminating heroic attitude, loving life, expanding new, genuine energies to enjoy the voyage through challenge. We try to get all caught up in the challenge and stay stuck in the challenge, and all we can think about was everything that went wrong in the challenge and what was going wrong. We never step back and ask, what am I afraid to see in this situation, and how will I open my eyes to see the wisdom and the adventurous expansionism in there? I love the word expansionism because that's inside me. I expand. But it really is about letting go of afraid to step forth. But is it more afraid of me and more scared of the ridicule I hear from others because I'm living my dreams? Dreams are very individual, and they're going to be unique in the pathways that open up for you. And a dream is going to seem unsavory, unsteady, and weird to society. And that's where everybody, they want to live in a spiritual world and do all this uncommon, unfathomable stuff, but they're afraid to step outside of the boundaries of society. And I read a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that really sounds good, but yet it's inside the boundaries of society and the education system. But this is a question I ask myself. How is spiritual savvy the opening to new science and opens a way for science to discover stuff? How is the spiritual unknown the wisdom to expand in science and just our general everyday life? But we think we have to know, and science does tests, but science is basically being willing to fail and fail until you discover the outcome. That's just like life. Life is the science of the unknown. And the unknown, the unexplainable, the unseen, and the unfathomable. But it's really the voyage into trusting our intuition, imagination, and innocence of life. Life is innocent. We put the blame, shame, and all the damn it in it because we was taught. I taught myself to say, well, if it don't go my way, there's no way. Well, the thing about that is I just learned, I was opened up to one way that was no way for the outcome I desired. And there was a learning lesson I had to expand through to reach the outcome I desire. Because we try to set goals and intentions, but we never sit down and sense, feel the accomplished outcome with the emotional energy to walk through the challenges because we want it easy. And I'm guilty of that one. I wanted it easy and I wanted nothing more than it just to happen. But you can't go from being in the spiritual world from kindergarten to being the supreme savant of your own life. There's going to be challenges to fissure whatever we're holding on to. A challenge is basically detaching from everything you know to open up a newborn nirvana within ourselves, because I have to choose our desire to light that fire of far-seeing, intuitive revelations expanding through life. But when it really comes down to it, who is going to expand through my challenges? Me. How are my challenges put forth in front of me to touch the lives of other people? How is the challenges of life and everything actually a law of attraction to fissure old friends, bring in new friends and new people in your life, a new circle of influence? We're so attached to everybody around us because it's a comfort zone. And I'm really guilty of that one. I'll admit it. Admitting it is the first step, is the first trail of detachment. And that's being willing to go through the emotions and the feelings and the whole gamut that I have embedded within me. It's really about letting go of trying to fit into society, but it's really about being the talk of the water cooler and making society jealous because you have the courage, the wisdom, and the grit to expand beyond everybody else. Fear is nothing more than a stranglehold of distrust within our abilities. And we allow fear to control us because we was taught that. I taught myself to let fear control me as a child. Then high school, then out of high school. And that is something that fear is really false. But it's really a freeing energy, aggrandizing real life events, because the more the fear, the better the outcome, because you feel the energy ascend, the revolutionary resolve within you. Basically, when you're in a spiritual trail and on a spiritual path, you're in a revolution, letting go of society and everything the school system taught you, opening up a new premise and a promise of your own, trusting your own abilities. Because that is the thing, you're promising to trust your own ability, but you're pell-melling the hellraiser wit within you, and wit is wisdom, innovation, and talent. How do you say that person's way more talented than me, and that person's probably saying you're way more talented than I am? Everybody is talented to what their abilities and the desired life they choose to experience. And that is where I'm really on a beginner's path here with this, because it's easy to think I can do it, but it's a whole new world to understand, feel, and grasp. I have the emotional fortitude and intestinal fortitude to move through life, and being willing to hear what other people say with a grain of salt to see what expands me and what has to go away. How do you stay around friends that are no longer serving you, but you keep them because they've been there for so long? I'm guilty of that. You know, the only thing I understand most is whatever I talk about, like being afraid of me, that's inside me. And that's something I'm going through right now. But I'm willing to take the world with me so people can open their eyes to their own whys and waltz infinitely supreme every day within their skin. Because we win within our skin, and we also are a spiritual skin. How would it feel to understand we're a visible spirit and we've been taught to be human so they can control us? That is something I really am bonded to that, and that really is a freeing expression within myself. And as you open up for enterprising expressions to flow from the diaphragm, the more empowered you feel. And when you can feel it with emotional grit, get, and go, you'll overcome and expand through everything in life. But we've been taught to be afraid to feel. But it's feel the freedom every day. Enjoy life. Lionizing integrity, freeing epiphanies to light your fire of life, to lionize integrity, galvanizing heroic, trend-setting temerity within yourself. People are going to come and go. When you detach from people and allow yourself to talk to the people in your life that day, you expand. I expand. And if somebody says something that is against what my views or opinions, listen to see what's holding you back, because viewpoints, opinions, beliefs are inner thieves. They steal your life because everything has to fit within that realm. And that will be next Tuesday's talk is about dissolving opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs, and opening up to the trust to hear the new in your life. And may everybody have a great weekend, and thank everybody for being here. Nancy, Elizabeth, Joanne, and all the others. And may everybody's weekend be fun and relaxing. And I'm going to say good night. And my website is mycowboywisdom.com. My books are available at howdiditeachmyselffear.com and at amazon.com/author/Robert A. Wilson. And here I'm going to say good night and wish everybody a fun, blessed weekend.